Uh, Hello guys, please confirm that you can hear me. So guys, as far as I understand, you can hear me, so let's proceed. The quality is not good. My apologies for this, I can't figure it out so fast because Google Hangout changed something in the interface, and either I have a very bad Wi-Fi or there is some problem with the camera. But let's do it anyway, because I promised to do so. So I hope that you can hear me more or less fine, and I'll try to do my best to speak as clearly as possible. So let's proceed. I'm at home now. It's around 1 p.m. here. So let's do it fast because I need to wake up pretty early tomorrow. So let's move on. Let's go. Let's see what people want to know about what we are doing. And the first question is from our pretty famous guy on our Slack, from Marusi. I hope that I pronounce your name correctly. And he's asking about the Waves price. He's like mystified. He can't understand why the price is not like shooting to the sky and why is it so low at the moment. And we have released full nodes, assets, and gateway, yet the price does not move upward. Do you have an explanation for this? I think that our project reached some phase when we have to step it up a little. Yes, we have to deliver. After we deliver to the basic functionality, we have to deliver the most essential functionality when people will be able to do ICOs, will be able to transfer fiat money, and probably the market is waiting for this. But in this case, we'll be moving pretty fast. We'll be moving much faster than with the full nodes, because once we have the full nodes, we can move fast. So as Marusi says, we are starting the integration. Next week, we are integrating the gateways. Euro Gateway is ready, I mean, from an organizational point of view, and we have to realize it technically now. Also, we have the decentralized exchange ready, and it needs to be tested. But the code is ready. It has to be peer reviewed now. We have to do some review. We have to release it on the testnet. We plan to do that next week, and we have to test the decentralized exchange out, because this can be really big for our project, because no one did it before. No one had the setup where you can have really fast trades, but the settlement is on the blockchain, and no one had this approach. It can be really groundbreaking. And you can see the code at GitHub. It's there, so you can evaluate the code for yourself. This idea is doable, and we are gonna start implementing it like in reality starting from the next week. So people are waiting for this, the market is waiting, and there was some kind of build-up before we release the full nodes. And once we have them, there's some kind of, probably people are waiting for something else, for some further action. And as soon as we'll be launching all those things, it should have a very positive effect on the price. And of course, we don't do any market manipulations on our own, because it's not our thing. We just develop the software, and the market reflects our development and our progress. So guys, I think that it's just calm before the storm. Wait a little and you'll see that the things will change. So next question from Yams. He's asking about remittance. Since remittance seems like a prime market to disrupt, do you have any plans you could share with us? And do you know which countries have the biggest remittance market share? Sure, remittance is what you can do with our fiat tokens, actually, that we're going to be implementing starting from the next week. So as soon as we have the tokens, you can actually transfer like your fiat tokens like internationally, yes, and you can withdraw them in your country. Yes, we'll have some market makers in major countries. Like it won't happen tomorrow, but it will happen soon, and we can build some kind of a remittance system based on our fiat tokens. Remittance is pretty big. Bitcoin-based remittance somehow can't seem to really pick up, because these projects exist since like several years, but I don't know any really big remittance project based on Bitcoin. It stalls a little bit right now. So probably we need some other approach, not based on Bitcoin, but based on just like some kind of maybe what Ripple is doing, but he's working with the banks. We are trying to work with some like lower level with payment systems probably, and let's see what happens. I think this is a really valid approach when you just have fiat tokens that can be transferred, and you have some market makers that can do remittance locally using those tokens. And this is a major market, and of course we'll be targeting it too. So our two major applications at the moment are remittance and a custom token creation for crowdfunding. So remittance is pretty important for us. Another question from Bips1. Has Polo given any reason why they have not added waves? Is there any way it will be added in the future? So people keep asking those questions about Polo, so I keep replying to them in more or less the same way, because I probably can't add anything else to what I said before. So it was probably some kind of misunderstanding between me and Polo. So I can tell the story once again. It all can be verified. So I've been talking to Polo since a couple of years because I had several assets listed at Polo. So I thought that we had a good relationship. And I started talking to them about Waves listing. They didn't seem to be interested because they just didn't reply at all. So I had to go to another exchange, to Bittrex, and they integrated it. And then Polo became interested. We gave them everything. We gave them all the technical details they needed. But Bittrex was the first to start trading, actually. So they were somehow hurt, as far as I can understand. But it's kind of weird because they just didn't reply to any requests before Bittrex listed it. And when Bittrex listed it, they became pretty interested. But Bittrex already started trading, so nothing could be done actually. So it's a very strange story. Probably they feel somehow hurt, but I don't understand why, because we did everything and they did not reply. Maybe they had some other ideas. So this is a story. I actually can't add anything to it. I hope that they will list it. I don't think it's very important because we are trying to be totally independent. We are building a closed ecosystem in which we have everything, in which we have trading, fiat, everything. We love working with other projects. We want to work with everybody who wants to work with us. but on the other hand, we have to be independent. And we are trying to create a closed ecosystem. So it doesn't really bother me if Polo lists us. I hope they will. It will be good for all people who invest in Waves. Probably it could have a positive effect on the price, but it's not the thing that is really important for us. Our project does not hinge on Polo listing, because it depends on many other things, technical things, but it does not depend on any centralized exchange like Polo. So in the short run, it can be good for some people. In the long run, it doesn't really matter, I think, because we are creating a closed ecosystem in which we have everything, exchanges, transfers, everything. So this is our goal. And I feel a little bit, like I can understand what happened. Yeah, probably as you do, as you don't understand, but it doesn't really matter, guys, because we're moving forward, and I think that after all, they will list us because it makes sense, like from financial point of view, because they can make some profits from fees. So let's see what happens. Probably I have to talk to them again soon, and because it's not a problem for me, I can talk to them as many times as it's needed. So I'll talk to them again and see what they say. Let's move on to the next question. Marusi is asking, when do you anticipate that DEX will be released on mainnet? A realistic time frame, please. So the plan is like that. We release DEX on the testnet next week after peer review. We have some coder from our team has to review the code again, and we will release it on testnet. And in December, we'll be testing it, and it won't be released on mainnet in December, that's for sure. And realistically, we will be able to release it around mid-January, maybe like, I don't think so, the 3rd week or the 4th week of January. It's like realistic assessment of this release. So because we have to test it, no one did it before, so we have to test it very carefully to understand that it really works, that it's secure. We have to test it for a month, I think. And holidays are ahead, so it will affect our progress. But in any case, the time frame for this is mid-January. Yams is asking, will we be trading BTC or BTC tokens? Sure, we'll have BTC token, and you can trade it. You'll be able to trade it against any tokens on the platform. So BTC token is on the way. We are focusing probably more on fiat now, but BTC token will follow. So now we'll have Euro token, probably dollar token, and then BTC token. So because we have to have some secure setup with a couple exchanges that have access to multi-signature accounts. And after that, we'll be releasing this system like something like gateways in NXT, multi-gateways, in which you can have BTC token and you can use it for trading against all other tokens on the platform. How is 2FA coming along? Actually, we are delaying 2FA a bit because in that setup we found some like security attack, and we have to think some more about how to realize 2FA properly. It was not an obvious bug, but after we did some coding, we realized that there was an attack actually. So we have to think again about 2FA. There are some ways we can use. There are some directions we can follow. So I think 2FA will be done, but we have to rethink the way we wanted to do it actually. So that approach is doable. That was realized at the hackathon. But there is a bug, not a bug, but security error actually. You can live with it, but it doesn't make things so good actually, because there's an obvious security bug there. How do you think, Yams is asking, how do you think the Coinbase tax situation affects Waves platform? I don't think it affects us a lot, because we want to be like compliant, and what happens to Coinbase is like normal, because this is the way Bitcoin exchanges have to take. Regulators will be watching them closely, will be making them release their user data. It's normal. This is a normal direction, and Coinbase is focusing actually also on tokens. I talked to some people from Coinbase, and they have a very similar vision of the whole tokens ecosystem. It's very good. I hope we'll cooperate in future, but as far as I understand, they can't do this right now because of those legal problems. But if they solve them, I think that will be great for the whole ecosystem, because that will provide some legal framework for ICOs for all token platforms. So I think what happens to Coinbase is in effect positive, not negative. Waves Note, Crypto is asking, what's the state of the Crowdstarter project? Can you tell us more about it? So Crowdstarter project has morphed in CAT project more or less. So CATs are custom application tokens. This is the approach that we really try to push. So we want people to issue those tokens and find ways for them to integrate them in their projects. So this is what Crowdstarter is, and we develop and promote two models: service model and product model. So I'll tell more about it later probably. So we can see two directions for two business directions for token creation. When you have some kind of service model, for example, it can be an internal currency of some project, of some social network, service model, and their for your product, and you deliver the product later. You have the funds from the ICO. You use them to deliver your product, to create your product. It's more or less like Kickstarter, but with the ability for users to trade their tokens. It's an interesting development. Very many projects can follow it. I see a great interest. Different people are talking to me daily. For example, I was at the Microsoft meetup today with some technical speech, but people started asking me about ICOs, and people are very interested. Very many people from brick and mortar business. How can they use it? They can see some potential, that this direction is a very nice direction to raise funds and be compliant at the same time, because this scheme can be made compliant, can be made legal in many countries. So people are very interested. So this is a very interesting direction of business development, and we have to tweak it a little. Yes. So first we had this Crowdstarter project. Now we tweaked it to be some kind of CAT project to promote the issuance of custom tokens. But this is the same project essentially, and we are trying to meet the demands of real business with it. So, and I think we're doing great, because we have several projects that are starting very soon in very different areas. Some I can just give some hint about it. There is some real estate project. There is something else, and it's really cool actually. So we have several projects that are starting very soon, and you will be really surprised to see what type of business can use this approach, and it can be really groundbreaking. So I'll tell more about it later, probably later this week, and announce this later this week. Another question from Waves Node. Will be the front-end GUI for companies doing crowdfunding projects on the Waves platform? This is the question about CrowdStarter. Sure, actually, we have all the functionality right in the Light client. So you can issue your token, and you'll be able to sell it to people, to investors, and you'll be able to trade it right in the client. So, and probably we'll have, or some third party is going to have a centralized website where we can issue token and where you can trade it in a centralized way. So because centralized platform can offer more in terms of like usability, and it can be very good also. So they have some kind of exchange. We are working with several exchanges, and they want to integrate Waves right into their interface. So for example, you can issue the token right from the exchange interface. So it could be really cool. When will the dividend option be released for testing on testnet? We'll start doing it, and next week this is some kind of plugin, some kind of script actually that is not complicated. So I think realistically we'll be coding. So one of our coders will be coding it next week, and the week after next we're going to release it on the testnet. So it will happen, I hope, before the new year, because many projects need this, and I realize that it's a very important feature for many businesses who want to crowdfund on Waves. The next question is from Wally. He's asking about hardware wallet support. I must admit I didn't get around to it yet. I'll talk to some hardware wallet providers soon, and I think we'll be able to work something out. Probably could create our own wallet. It's not so complicated and it's not so expensive, but I think it would be better to work with some established hard wallet provider. So I'll be talking to them soon. Yeah, that question about Ledger Nano S, I have to look into this. I don't know what it is actually. Sorry. Waves Node is asking about leasing post progress. Leasing transaction is also being under development, so it goes parallel to other developments, and I think that it will be released approximately at the same time when we release the centralized exchange. So it will be released in January. On testnet, maybe before that. Hamungus is asking about DEX. So he's asking if there are some kind of cross-chain protocol. Is it possible to transfer Waves to some other chain? It's an interesting question actually, because, for example, I've been talking to AntShares project. It's a Chinese project that is trying to do more or less the same what we do, using some different technology. They use Byzantine consensus algorithm, and they allow users to issue tokens on their blockchain too, like us actually. They have very different tech, but business applications are more or less the same. So we've been talking about some kind of interledger protocol, they propose to use some kind of established protocols, probably SuperNet effort, and there are some other efforts, Hyperchain, and I forget the name actually. There are some attempts from Ripple guys, I think, to create some cross-chain protocol and use it in practice. Sure how mature those systems are. They depend heavily on specific blockchain tech, so you can't, for example, at the moment, create some cross-chain protocol between Ethereum and Bitcoin. It won't be really possible. You'll need to have trusted parties, some kind of gateways that will hold the coins, that will be the escrows. So probably in this setup, it's doable, yeah, with some kind of centralization, where there is some kind of centralized party that holds the coins in escrow, which is needed for cross-chain transfer. To make it trustless, I don't think it's possible at the moment. Yes, it can be done with some specific blockchain. For example, if we could try to do some kind of cross-chain protocol with Ethereum, but in this case, probably you won't be able to do some cross-chain protocol trustless with Bitcoin. So this thing about cross-chain protocols is very tricky, and it really depends on the blockchains you are trying to connect. If you can't connect, if they're too different, or if one of the blockchains doesn't have multi-signature, for example, you can't do anything actually. So it's kind of tricky, yeah. Maybe this will appear in some time when all the blockchains will have to follow some common protocol that will make possible some kind of meta protocol that can unite all those lower level protocols. But at the moment, it doesn't seem to be the case. So if you want to realize this setup, you need to have gateways. In this setup, it's possible. A question from Hamungus. Is Mycelium partnership on hold? Mycelium guys are doing several ICOs at the moment, so I don't know actually. So probably they're here. I meet them weekly. I think that will move on actually. So I talked to them, but they have some other plans actually. It doesn't depend on us because they try to push some other projects at the moment. When they are done with them, I think we'll try to continue our cooperation. Mycelium is a nice project. They have a very nice wallet, but I can't really figure what they want to do with it, and it seems like they don't know it either. So as soon as they're ready, we're ready too. Another question from Hamungus. Crypto world is in desperate need for crypto payment cards. Will Waves offer its users payment system, allowing to pay directly with Waves assets exchange on the platform itself? What's with Mycelium card? Mycelium card is a prototype. It's quite costly actually to realize it in practice because it's a hardware solution, and the card costs like $50. It's kind of tricky. It's a very nice idea actually, and probably it will be realized someday. As for usual, normal Visa, MasterCard cards, yes, it can be done because I know several payment cards providers, and we are working with a payment company, so we have some partners in this space. So I think that we'll be able to provide also some kind of third-party endorsed by Waves solution for withdrawal to usual Visa MasterCard cards soon. Yeah, as soon as we have the assets. Marusa is asking, could you please tell us which currencies the gateways will handle? And what is the time frame for gateways on mainnet? So first, there will be Euro, and we'll be integrating it next week. It's a simple integration, so it should be there till the new year, actually, because it's easy, actually. You have to realize some scripts, that's all, and you have to do it good, to do it well on the GUI side, because it has to be done in a nice way so people don't see any difference from usual banking interface. So Wilcoa is asking, at the moment there are a few full nodes with really large balances. To my opinion, this is a potential threat for attacks. Will you consider putting a maximum on POS to reduce this risk, and would the risk for attacks being an important consideration for speeding up the LPOS development? Actually, we can add mining balance at will because we have some coins, some stash from ICO because we have like around 6% coins, and we can add them to the generating balance as needed. Actually, if we see that it's a good idea to add some coins, we'll do that. To impose some cap would be wrong, actually, and we'll consider some other approaches because we are rethinking the way we wanted to implement LPOS. We can see some better solutions at the moment, and it will be some like a step further because there are some ways to make a really scalable system. Yes, so when you have like thousands transactions per minute, okay, hundreds transactions per second, it's doable and it can be secure. So, and it will be properly decentralized because initial LPOS idea assumed that you have a number of nodes who do all the validation, like limited amount of nodes, and all those DPoS kind of systems, they are decentralized. They're not really decentralized. They're like more or less something in between proper decentralization and a centralized system. So we see some direction following which we can make a properly decentralized system and very secure, actually, because there are some new developments in proof of stake research, in some other research. There are some nice proposals for scalability, very doable, very production ready. So it will be all announced soon. And I can see the whole picture much better now, what we want to create technically. Yes, because LPOS idea was general, and I can see it more or less in detail now, how it should be done. So please stay tuned. There will be some announcements soon regarding this. And will this threat of the limited amount of full nodes be a reason for Polo not adding waves right now? Okay, guys, I'll be talking to Polo next week, I think. I'll ask them directly if they reply me, actually. So, because they are kind of like complicated. Would you consider giving bounties to people setting up a full node, since it is not generating significant revenue at the moment and it might harm the safety of the network? It will be increased. We'll have more transactions soon. If we won't, we'll consider some bounties, but we should have much more action soon because there will be ICOs, there will be fiat tokens, there will be DEX that can generate lots of traffic, actually. So stay tuned, actually. It's too early to say that we have to motivate people to mine because we just launched the full network, the mainnet with properly decentralized. So it's a little bit too early, guys, to complain. about this. Blondie Monk is asking, when is the first fiat gateway expected to be running? Starting from next week. Partners are there, like, organizationally we have it all lined up, but we have to realize it now technically. So it will take us a couple weeks. Another question about Poloniex. I told you about them. I'll do my best. What are the current from these questions are from Bogdan BM. What are the current marketing efforts? We are doing pretty well, I think. Regarding marketing, several projects are starting their campaigns soon, ICO campaigns. They will be using Waves tokens to raise funds, and they'll be using Waves tokens to implement the functionality they need. So they will be used both as crowdfunding token and as a functionality token. This is the idea behind CAT approach. When you use those tokens not only for crowdfunding, but also for actual functionality. And also Incent will be launching their network, will be releasing tokens to people soon. Incent program, probably heard about it. And there are several other projects that will be announced soon. So marketing efforts will be focused on working with ICO platforms, ICO projects, and also on fiat. And we have a dedicated team who works on marketing. So I think it's pretty good. So we have some traction. We have to step it up, of course, as always. But marketing is pretty good, I think, and it has to reflect our technical development. And once now we have it all ready, we have the full nodes, we'll have fiat now, the marketing will be focused on what we have and on promoting what we have to businesses. You'll see it should work out pretty well. What is your opinion about game credits or economy projects? Game credits is an old system as far as I understand, and they just stepped up their efforts. I think it's a good project actually, because using cryptocurrency, custom tokens, CATs in gaming is very natural. I really can't understand why so few gaming projects use tokens, because it's perfect for them, because you have an internal currency in your game, in your social game, yes, and it's very natural for those projects to implement tokens and to implement internal currency based on tokens. Is it important for more cryptos to succeed in order people trust more this blockchain world? Absolutely, sure, yes. We have to have some killer app. So everybody is trying to create the killer app. In my opinion, the killer app for real world will be custom tokens. For example, Ethereum thinks that you need smart contracts to impress the world. In my opinion, it's a little bit too early because the tech is not ready. It has to mature a little before smart contracts can really be usable. At this stage, probably better focus on, in a way, simpler things like ability to create your own token. Yes, because you create a token on a decentralized system, no one can take it from you. It can be banned. So it gives you some new degrees of freedom, which people did not experience before. And it's probably more basic, more groundbreaking, and more fundamental than smart contracts. So probably we have to focus on this now, and smart contracts will come a little later, maybe in a couple of years. Geth77 is asking how the presentation at Microsoft went. Wave support for Azure, absolutely. My favorite word is absolutely, as you know, but it's on the way. They're not moving so fast because the holidays, stuff like that, but they're working on that. I talked to Microsoft European office 2 weeks ago. I'm constantly talking to Russian Microsoft, very nice people there. I had a very nice presentation today, probably my best presentation to date. Actually, I was talking about the general idea behind blockchains, also about waves, but it was some kind of a review lecture, and I liked it actually because it went pretty well. There were like 100 developers, maybe there, 180, maybe 70 people, more coders, and they were really eager to listen to some theoretical results from like consensus theory about impossibility results, FLP theorem, and stuff like that. And then I moved on to explanation why we need blockchains, why closed system can use blockchains, and people were really interested. I liked it, really liked it. In order to counter the not too positive sentiment in the Western press against anything that is Russian, would you consider hiring a US-based PR marketing firm to represent lobby for waves in the Western world? Good idea. I have to go to US first. Probably I will do that in February. And I will go to London tomorrow to talk to some fund about some kind of creating investment fund that will invest in ICO projects based on waves, not also in tokens, but in the equity of the companies. And it can provide some seed funding for projects to launch the campaign. And if it's successful, it invests in equity, like in proper hedge fund. So there is some interest from some people in London, and I'm going to be discussing it with them. So, of course, we are very international, based out of Russia, obviously, but we are quite international. So I will be happy to cooperate with US companies, and I will go to America soon, I think, and we'll see if we can hire some PR department there. That would be cool, actually. Did you reach out to Sberbank to provide gateway services for waves? It's kind of tricky here. It's not so easy. It can be done in principle, yes, but it can take time. If you are interested in the current Russian situation about blockchains, there is some project that was announced by central bank. They are creating some kind of master chain, and they will bring all the banks aboard. Yeah, they will just tell them you need to integrate this, and there is no other way in Russia because central bank in Russia controls all commercial banks pretty tight actually. So this is the direction it can take, and how we fit in this picture is not obvious yet. But I'm talking to many banks here too, actually, and I think, and I'm not only talking, but we'll sign some contract next week, I think, about some kind of cooperation that will entail closed version of waves for a certain group of banks that want to create some interbank marketplace for trading loans. Yes, they just lump loans in some kind of packets, and they want to trade it on the open market. Some kind of like, what happened in USA with mortgage crisis, when you could trade loans, but they lumped the loans into a very big like package with 1,000 loans inside, but no one could see how good the loans were, and they were pretty bad actually. But people thought that if you lump them together, if you average it over 1,000 loans, for example, you just get rid of all the risks. But it's not true, because if 80% of all the loans are bad, the whole package is also bad. And you remember the mortgage crisis. And what banks want now, they want to create those packages on their own, so they can pick all the specific loans, and they can lump them into a package that seems fit, yeah, for them. And this is a very good development, I think, and we'll be realizing it for some bank group, and we want to. It's scheduled for the next week. We have to sign this contract, and let's see how it goes. Hamungus is asking another question. Did you consider approaching regular stock exchanges to provide DEX services with IOU stocks for them to enhance their trading systems and allowing local businesses reach more international clients through blockchain? Good idea, actually. I don't think that regular stock exchanges can integrate it right now because they have some other ideas about blockchains. Probably they can try to integrate our DEX system because it deals with settlement. And the problem that exchanges face is slow settlement because you need to settle orders between exchanges, brokers, clearing houses, and it's quite complicated. The whole system is quite intricate, and it doesn't work really fast. And if we can propose some settlement system based on our DEX, it can be used by brokerages. Because they are big companies and they don't move so fast, and all those companies, they have some other ideas about blockchains. Usually they don't come to fruition, but they have some budget for it and they want to try to do something on their own, usually. Tian Tran is asking, will Waves project work with any new partner? Yes, I'm talking to very many people, guys, and it will materialize in one way or another. So, because we're just starting out. Hamungus, another question. Is asking about stocks gateways. Why not use the same approach with stocks gateway like with fiat gateways? It's actually it's a legal question because you can't trade stocks like you just can't trade Microsoft stock on blockchain because, for example, it's not allowed actually, guys, because it's not so simple. You need an explicit permission to trade established blue chips American stocks. It's not so easy actually. Another question from Hamungus. Partnership between regular exchanges, Waves tokens for shares exchange, and merge into services into one. Exactly, that's what we are trying to do with several exchanges. And I think that it will work out. Patton is asking, why do you plan to start advertising Waves more actively? What feature has to be released? Why not constantly promote it online even now too, with smaller amounts to keep it in public all the time and then big push? We do that. We constantly run Facebook campaigns, also Twitter campaigns. We do it constantly. Also articles, everything, guys. We work constantly. It's not like we just stop promoting. We do the promotion all the time, and we will step it up. Ileka is asking, what's happening in the future with all the assets, what's created on the NXT platform? They will be transferred because I have like too much on my hands right now, but as soon as we have dividends, and I'll transfer all those assets to Waves because it will be good also for testing. Yeah, because I can test everything out properly with my own assets. Yes, it will happen. Sure, it will happen. I'm assuming it will be possible to trade US dollars for Bitcoin and the other way about when the US gateways are implemented. Yes. If so, how do you see Circle's decision to stop buying and selling Bitcoin affecting the Waves platform success? The question from Fiola, yeah. I think that Circle wasn't like promoted as a Bitcoin trading platform. They wanted to do the remittance service. So I think it's normal. For example, other remittance systems as what the name of the system, a famous system that allows you to transfer, for example, pounds to dollars through some kind of peer-to-peer system. I just forget the name. The same guys who invested in Ripple, they had Bitcoin at the beginning, and then they just turn it off because they said that we don't need it actually. So it's more or less the same with Circle, I think. They are just not focused on Bitcoin, they're focused on remittance. Wilcoa, in general, on communication and marketing, who are currently in the PR marketing team of Waze. You have said before that marketing will be huge once the Waze platform shows its true value. Meanwhile, we have full nodes and assets and more things lining up. What are you waiting for before really starting marketing? Are there any active partnerships with external parties? And what about Mycelium? So, you know the marketing team of Waves. Many people are here. Not all of them. We are also working with the external PR company who is doing a certain portion of the total promotion efforts. The marketing team is more or less what we had at ICO because all people are experienced and they can deliver. And of course, we'll be attracting more people here. This is the moment, guys. Now we are starting the business side of the development. Once we have some tech ready, yes, we can start ICOs, third parties, other projects will be coming to us and we'll be launching ICOs. And we can launch also the fiat transfer. So this is the time and it will be happening right now. So we are like, now between two phases. So it's a little bit to come maybe, but it's an illusion, because soon it will all move further pretty fast. About Mycelium, I told you, constantly talking to them. They are here actually, and I hope something will materialize, but they have some other things to attend to. We are ready. So I'll do my best, actually. Fiolaya is asking, with the IRS cracking down on Coinbase here in the USA, will this cause problems and foreseen hassles with getting and keeping gateways in the US? US dollar is complicated, of course, and you have to be very, very compliant to realize it in USA. So we are implementing Euro and we will be implementing US dollar, but through some third parties, not actually US based. Yeah, they can work with dollar, but they're not US based. Let's see how it goes. The idea here is, guys, we need to be very compliant, and we don't want to break any laws and don't want to really, irritate any regulators. We don't need that. We want to cooperate. We want to realize systems that can be used right now. Some ready to go systems, not something that can be done in 20 years. So for this, you need to really be responsive to demands from regulators. Wally is asking, did you guys research what Apple and Google will charge when you purchase Waves tokens? Or assets? No, they can, when you purchase Waves tokens or assets with the app downloaded from their store. Is there any approval from the app stores from Google and Apple? They can't charge you anything. How is it possible technically? No, they won't charge you anything. It's just a software, so no, they won't charge you anything. And Google Web Store application is approved. No problem with that. We'll see how it will go with Apple because they can have some questions. We will be launching our mobile wallet soon, so we'll see how it goes, actually. I don't think there can be any problem with Google. Let's see what Apple says actually. Question from Dim. Which country do you think is best to issue a company which will use Waves assets and gateways? Russia, Netherlands, or somewhere else. Netherlands is pretty good. Asia, I think. Asia is good, actually, because they are more flexible, I think. Yeah. They don't have any issues with crowdfunding, for example, in China, as far as I understand. And they deem it like reasonable approach, and they have no issues with this. What they have issues with is like trying to use cryptocurrency for some kind of moving funds out of China, for example. Yes, but it's another question. Also, do you have any lawyers that have knowledge about these laws? Sure, we do have. We work with some pretty serious guys here, actually. They who also knows international law. Ripto, could you speak a bit more about upcoming meeting with Microsoft and what it entails? I'm talking to Microsoft constantly, to the guy who is in charge of blockchain tech there in Moscow, and also to European office. And it's about implementation in Azure, actually. So we will be implemented in Azure, so developers can launch Waves testnet with a couple clicks. You just push a button and you have like 10 Waves nodes network testnet. So you can test token creation, transfer, and everything you will have. So it's all pretty good with Microsoft. Waves node is asking how to get the polo you are wearing today. The thing here is we almost ran out of them. We had 50 polos, and now we'll order more, and probably we'll do a better design, because Carlos, the designer who did it, doesn't like the realization. So he said that this logo is too big, and okay, I agree. It's not so bad because you can wear it like normally. It's not some kind of, T-shirt for a conference. It's pretty good. I can wear it like normally, but it can be made better. So we'll make like, I don't know, 200 polos, and we'll be sending them out. No problem, because at the moment I think we have like 15 polos left. If you have time and haven't already, can we comment on JDEX? I talked to them, but they're Coinbase actually. Yeah, and Coinbase is having some legal problems now, so they can't really implement anything like anything, I would say now, because what they have now, they can have, of course, they have Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin there. Actually, they don't have much, and they don't want to implement anything else till before they solve their legal issues. The Russian National, from Get77, the Russian National Settlement Depository announced partnership with the Russian startup IconSoft. Yeah, I know those guys. I know them pretty well, both of the parties. And actually, we interact with IconSoft in some project, and you'll see it soon, actually. It's not our project completely, but we work with some people, with some exchange people. So it's too early to announce it yet. It's been tested now, but it's pretty close to being launched, actually. So I know Russian National Depository guys, and I know also IconSoft, and we work with them. How much is it possible to earn per month if I run full node with 10K waves? I think that at the moment in December you won't make much money. So please, if you really need to make some money, just keep an eye on how we develop and come in January, February, because you will be making like reasonable amount of waves each month. Because now, okay, you can't make like lots of waves because the system is just launched. Will there be possible with Waves API to implement deposit of cats on custom website? Question from AD4M. Absolutely sure. This is like the most normal, the most normal thing actually. You just implement API on your website and you accept funds from investors and you send them Waves tokens, your tokens on Waves blockchain, so they can buy it not only in the Waves client, but they can buy it also at your website. It's like it's normal thing. Like would it redirect the user or some of your payment gateway so he can use credit cards to buy your cats? Sure, you can buy them with anything. So you have to realize that once you have the token, you can sell it for anything. You can sell it for gold, for whatever, for whatever you deem reasonable. Yeah, so okay, no problem. So you can sell them at an external website that accepts credit cards. So you just receive your payment paid by a card and you send the token. It's not a problem through the API. It's normal. Will there be an attempt to avoid scam, spam, dust assets? Question for Fe. Sure, there will be scam attempts. It's normal. You can't avoid it. We'll do our best to minimize it, but there will be something. Of course, we can, because asset name is not unique. I have an idea how to make it better, but at the moment they are not unique. So you need to have a proper GUI so people don't confuse assets. So, but it can be done. From NXT experience, I think that it's not so bad. There were some attempts, but no one was really badly hurt, I think. So, but you have to minimize it, of course. AD4M, we just want that user can use our cats on our website, buy them with credit card. Yes, absolutely, guys. You can do that. It's not a problem. Just use your API, use our API, and make your users install Waves Wallet, or have some like internal accounting system based on Waves. You can do that too, actually. Everything can be done through the API. Hamungus, last question, I promise. Not a problem. Is Waves platform more of a product to you or a service? Please explain why and how it determines your PR efforts. Platform. It's a blockchain platform, so it's a product that actually provides some service. Yeah. So, and our PR efforts will be focused on bringing people to the platform to use its functionality for crowdfunding, fiat transfer, and other things in the future. So we want to attract people to use us, to use our ecosystem. We want to grow our ecosystem. Question from H3R Lihi. Complicated name. What is the next big development for Waves that we should all be excited to see? DEX, yes, as you call it, because DEX is from SuperNet, I think, or just general name for decentralized exchange. I call it like centralized matching with decentralized settlement. It's big. It can be big. And scalability enhancements, because we want to realize some scheme that can make us really scalable and secure, and we will be like production ready. So we will be able to handle thousands of transactions, thousands of token issues, and we will be able to handle all the business needs, so to say. Yeah, we'll be able to handle tens of dozens of ICOs daily here, guys. So this is our goal. It's a decentralized exchange, scalable system, and after that we'll be moving, of course, to smart contracts, to some kind of realization of blockchain-based programs. So you can commit some kind of code to blockchain that can run on blockchain on its own. So it's an important thing because people need smart contracts, yes, but it's not all they need, because smart contracts can be used and should be used carefully. They make things more flexible. As for AD4M is asking about the way his users should deal with Waves with the client installation. Just write me a PM, actually. Write me a direct message and we'll talk. Wally is asking, let's finish this because it's like 1 hour and my laptop is gonna turn off now. Actually, I have to charge it. So guys, let's finish down a couple more questions. Sorry about the laptop thing. So I'll reply to a couple more questions, and this should be it. Wally, did I understand it right that there are several fiat gateway providers? Absolutely, there are several companies we're working with, but we want to implement it one by one, so to see how it goes actually. Friendly suggestion from Geth to talk to Polo after Microsoft integrates us. Good idea. Yeah, so guys, I think let's call it a day. Yeah, I think I replied to most of your questions. Probably we'll have another Q&A before the new year. This is some kind of moment when things seem to be a little bit too slow, but it's just it's not like that. Yeah, we're moving fast, and you'll see it soon. So tomorrow I'll go to London to talk to some hedge fund, and it can be pretty big too. So because it's time now to attract some established institutions that work with fiat, that work with normal investors who really don't want to deal with Bitcoin at this stage or other cryptocurrencies. And we should start working with those companies who can start investing into cryptocurrency ecosystem and in Waves too. So we are focused on Waves. We want them to start investing in projects based on Waves. So it can be pretty big and it can be a game changer. So let's see what happens. And we have several big projects, external projects lined up for ICOs on Waves, that can be big too. So guys, we are working. I really appreciate your support. I love this Slack. I love our community, and I think we're gonna make it. So stay tuned and ride on the waves, and see you later. Thank you, guys. Bye.